Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Maverick here today with episode 30 of Shaman King. And, ladies and gentlemen, today we are entering into part 1 of the Osara-san arc, which to me is my absolute favorite arc out of all of Shaman King, and to be honest, one of the main reasons why I'm choosing to watch this readaptation of the, this remaking of the anime of Shaman King, right? Because in the original anime, they did not really animate this particular arc, even though it is incredibly crucial to understanding the backstory between Yo and between Anna, and I mean these are the two main, the male lead and the female lead within the series, right? So it's kind of important, and also it actually touches on a lot of stuff in regards to the overall story as well, including how as well. So really excited for this. I hope they make a great job of adapting the arc. I'm talking about full story, no cuts, no skips, and all the way up to the epilogue, the conclusion, where I don't know, maybe they will have a special surprise for us based on one particular poem, although I'm not getting my hopes up for that. It would be pretty awesome if they did though. So I can't wait. Let's just get right into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. In fact, I might actually watch 2 episodes back to back right now, since I am 1 episode behind. Though I think they still have to go for a little bit of a story before they actually get into it. Oh, alright. So what I'm saying here is that so from where we left off in last episode, it's actually still a bit far away from the actual beginning of the Osara-san arc. Um, yeah. I will say though, it is kind of weird hearing a non-Hayashibara-san song as the opening for Shaman King. But if there is any other artist that embodies the same sort of sing style or song style of Shaman King openings, it would probably be Mizuki Nana. Alright. Let's get it. Yep. So this is the yeah. Right. So make actually wait. Did they show the? Oh, okay. They just completely went through with that, eh? They didn't really show like the ending of Anna and the siblings. Or actually, did something happen there? I seem to recall that. Oh, actually, no. Never mind. Never mind. Here we go. This scene marks the beginning of the Sarasan arc. Right. Here we go. Here we effing go. Yay. And Tama was like, why couldn't it have been me? Well, that's not what she's talking about. Who voices him? Oh, so damn badass. Catnip. 10 centuries. 10 centuries. By the way, I believe he's reading Galaxy Train 999. Pop love. Yep, that's what he's listening to. Basically, Bob Marley. Well, they can certainly afford it. He doesn't really look 10, to be honest. Well, don't worry, you don't need to say anything. Yep. So he basically speaks in. This doesn't really come across in the translations, but Manomune basically speaks in a very sort of like old, um, in kind of like an old way, old-fashioned way, and he also likes to speak in sort of like poem-like structures. By the way, I've been to Aomori. It's like really, really out there. There's some pretty nice ski resorts though there, and of course one of the most important specialties that they have are ringos or apples. Okay, so he's gonna explain it a little bit. The kanji for Osore-san, san basically means mountain. Osore is basically like fear. Yeah, yeah, the mountain of fear. Mm. good on the translator for adding that in. This is like a pretty common concept in a lot of ancient religions and whatnot, where you have this sort of intersection between life and death, right? And it might be a river in some religions. In the sort of more archaic, shamanistic type of traditional Japanese religions, it's osore-san. And by the way, Anna's surname comprises of the exact same kanji. By the way, the 1,000 years, that's kind of like an important thing as well. Like, who else existed in the Asakura family 1,000 years ago? See, that's the thing that she's concentrating on. Hey! Anna. He literally has a fedora as well. Uh, yeah, I love Manamude so much. Ah.
いやいや、実に懐かしい。ここはいつまで経っても以前のまま。やはり思い出を大事になさるか、木野さんは。こんなボロや建て替える金がないだけさ。余計な詮索。
Oh, they got money. They just don't want to use it here.
あんたも相変わらず嫌な猫だね。猫の分際で落ち着き払いおって。千年も礼をやるとみんなそうなるのかい？まあ、元の飼い主が飼い主ですから。またむねよ。お前さんのことだ。数ある朝倉の持ち例の中から、なぜ陽明がお前を選んだか、もう察しはついておるのだろう。重いのですか、その娘は。重い。あの娘は血塗られておるのだ。その生まれに、その力に、その運命に。下手をすればお前もただでは済まんだろう。手強いよ、アンナは。
Tanaka. I don't quite know who it is.
いきなりオイラの名前呼ばれたから逃げちまったけど、死ねだの殺すだのなんて。
朝倉よ、こいつが私の旦那だなんて。
ってことは、やっぱあいつが嫁なのかな。嫁か。
Yeah.
死ね。
Don't worry. You'll know more of this later on, yo.
オイラクラスの女子と話したことねえからさっぱりだ。ついでに道もさっぱりだ。は？昔のオイラとはちょっと違うぜ。それいけ、コーネストライク。
One hit.
オイラが一体何をしたってんだ。なんでオイラが狙われなきゃなんねえんだ。
りょうさん、こんなところにいましたか。
またむね。
なかなか来ないので迎えに来ました。
いや、それよりこれ。
ああ、鬼ですよ。
鬼？
たまにね、現れるんですよ。恨みや怨念のこもった魂が時を経て、それらが増幅され、蓄積され、溢れ出し、やがて悪意の姿となって現れる。それが鬼。まだ小物なれど、話聞かな。成敗されるがその定め。
Look familiar, guys?
猫股の又宗。又宗はキセルを媒介に刀のオーバーソウルを作り上げた。もちろんこの時のオイラはまだ何も知らない。オーバーソウルを操る霊、鬼の正体、嫁も何もかも。
路上に捨て腐れやるせなさ、途上にふてくされやる気なし。愛は出会い別れ、透けた布切れ。恐れ山ルボワール。
I feel like they're. I don't. Did he actually talk about all? Did he actually speak in that poem like? Talk about those poems that early? I don't believe so, but I guess they are kind of like sprinkling it throughout the episodes. Anyways, that was the first part of the Asarazan arc. I'll see you guys after this. Alright guys, that was the first part of the Sarazan arc, and as I said, because this is something that I really want to watch, I'm actually going to be watching part 2 directly after this, the next episode, since I am one episode behind, right? But even so, let's talk a little bit about this episode, because I feel like there's already a lot of stuff that I do want to mention as well. So, first things first, the Seiyu for Maramune, right? The cat is actually a very important character here. One of the most important characters within all of Shaman King, to be honest. So I wasn't. He wasn't. This part of the story was not in the original adaptation of the Shaman King anime. Back in 2000, what was it, 2002, 2003, something of that sort. It wasn't in that anime adaptation, right? So Tanaka did not voice Maramune in those anime episodes, but apparently he was the voice of Maramune in the drama CDs as well as the subsequently released games based on Shaman King. So he is actually the original, technically you could say the original voice actor for Maramune as well, but obviously I am not that familiar with his voice because he wasn't in the original anime, and I did not really listen or watch the spin-offs of various other media as well. To be honest, I feel like probably this is also a case where, he's definitely gotten a bit, definitely gone up in age a lot, right? This is literally a voice that he's doing 15 years later, because if I'm being entirely honest, I don't think Manamune's voice, that's not how my interpretation of his voice went within my head, right? I didn't really view him as talking in that kind of voice, but sure, fine. I've said this numerous times before, and I think it's quite obvious, right? They're using a lot of the original Seiyu for sentimental purposes, and not necessarily in who is doing the best voice, who is the best fit for the voice as of right now, right? There is this nostalgia factor for a lot of the fans, even though once again for Tanaka-san, I feel like it's for all the other, even for like ones that are completely inappropriate, I would say at this point in time, including for instance Yo's mom, some of the other girls, heck, even technically even Anna as well. I love Hayashibara-san. I really think her voice does not quite fit Anna the character that much anymore. But even so, I fully respect that they are committed to using the original voice actors and voice actresses due to the nostalgia purposes. Tanaka-san though, kind of misses out in that regard since he wasn't in the original anime adaptation. But I still respect the production studio for still choosing to utilize him and his voice. So, once again, not too much I want to add as of right now for Manemune. I can only say that he is a very, very important character going forward. Some of that can already be evident by the longevity that he has displayed up to this point, right? And I mean, he literally said before that he attended the Shaman King fight 500 years ago, and he has been serving the Asakura family for 1,000 years, right? So, immediately, if you guys have been paying attention to the timelines here, or to some of the important characters here, what happened 500 years before, what happened 500 years before that, right, 1,000 years before, and there you have your answer, right? I'm not gonna spell out just in case some people do want to work it out for themselves, but I think it should be quite obvious who I'm referring to in regards to Maramune. So that is, but we'll learn more about him as time goes on, and as I mentioned, he likes to speak in a more sort of archaic kind of way, and also speak in these sort of poem-like, he likes to speak in these kinds of poems as well. So I actually went back and checked because this part was a little bit fuzzy in my memory because I didn't really recall him. I know what he's saying, right? The poems that he's saying at the end of key scenes. I know that they are eventually attributed to him, but I wasn't quite sure if he was the one already voicing them within the original manga. So apparently in the original manga, I went and checked, a lot of it just, a lot of the text just appears, and it's not completely apparent that it's going to be, that it's being said by Maramune, nor is it apparent that it's going to all combine together at the very end. It is... that is one of the things that I'm really looking forward to see if they are actually going to do something special with it. All the poems, the different poems that he mentions, that you can view them as kind of like verses, right? And when you're talking about verses, well, the next thing would be verses of a song. So I'm not really sure if they are going to do that, especially since the voice actors and the voice actors are at this kind of age already. I'm not really sure if they are able to do what I want them to do, which is to still have the adaptation of the poem/song, but one can hope, right? I feel like if they do it, like that would be basically a mic drop for this series. And any misforgivings I have about it, well, they can be forgiven if they actually manage to do that. But so I wouldn't really get my hopes up too high for that part. But we will know probably in the, I guess, maybe 3 or 4 episodes. I do feel like they are probably, they recognize that this is a very important arc within the Shaman King franchise, so I do expect them to fully adapt things, and if that is true, then I'm expecting no less than 4 episodes, I would say, in regards to this entire arc here. But we shall see. We shall see. Now, the first meeting between Yo and Anna pretty much went like this. The impact, well, I mean, we already know about Anna's personality here, but all I can say is I think that the portrayal, like within the original manga, the portrayal there was that you really get this feeling that Anna was even more cold and more distant and more sort of like more harsh than she is letting on as of her current state, right? And don't forget the way that we made a segue into this particular arc. It's kind of like a flashback, actually. It's Anna looking at Yo's his what's it called again? The Oracle Bell, I think. The bell or whatever that strap thing is called, looking at it and then reminiscing of her past with Yo as well. It kind of goes back to that. So you get this sort of like softer side of Anna instantly, and we do see a few scenes where she is shown to be a little bit more softer, a little bit more intimate with Yo, and contrasting that immediately with how they first met, right? That had to be like that meeting kind of sucked, to be honest, with Anna essentially berating Yo right then and there, even though Yo himself was quite smitten by her. That is canon, basically. So it was fate, right? All I can say is Yo has absolutely no problems with Anna being his fiance, and who would be, right? Anna is such a babe. As for the rest that is going to happen, well, I don't really want to get into too much spoilers, especially since I am getting into the next episode right here. Let me think. Is there anything else that I forgot to mention? I don't think so, right? We talked about Manamune, we talked about Anna, we talked about the various... Yeah, so I think we should just get into the next episode. So, see you guys right there. Stay tuned, and, well, hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this arc as much as I am. So, see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.